almost empty, no electricity, we oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know. We don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. We don't know. We don't know. Decent Lucia, oh, she was a beauty, with feet years that few surpassed. And in her day, she sailed majestically. There were few in her class. Faithfully, she fulfilled her sailor's needs, but labor was overpowered by greed, and so they pilfered slow, causing scandal and row. Now things look dull. She's at a lull. She could barely sit on a hull, half we bawling. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity, we oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we sit on it and perish slow? We don't know. We don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. I say no. I say no. Captain, you tell me what to do. Decent Lucia, in her day of sailing, she was a friend, a true friend to one and all. And in her day, she sailed majestically. No government doing bubble. And yes, well, she always did her best to help out those in distress. Now she don't have money, we have to beg Joffrey, labor boy.
All right, we want to welcome you to Caribbean American News Media Platform. Folks, how was your weekend or your day, your week today? Today is Tuesday, and if it is Tuesday, it is Caribbean American News night, and so we want to greet all our viewers. Welcome to the platform. We do apologize for last night not being here on the set. We had some business to take care of. Yes, my friends, but we're happy to be here with you. Please share the live as you join. The time is 8:15 p.m. in my bunker here, and I have two gentlemen right here from your country sitting with me, and we will talk about it, but please share the live, tag a friend. Miss Stanislas from Soufrière, greetings to you. And she's greeting Champagne. How do you know Champagne is here in the studio? My God. Yes, Stanislas. Mary, greetings to you. Gibson from Grenada, our friends over there in Grenada, greetings. And also we have Marina, greetings to you. Xavier, welcome. And Faith, good to have you here with us. And to those of you, Boss Lady is already over on YouTube, and she's logged in to lead that group over there, Gloriana, and also Sylvia, Raquel, greetings to all our beautiful viewers. Felix, welcome to the platform. Yes, no, Gregory Charles is not in the studio either. Mona, greetings. All right, folks, with me tonight as you share the platform, we're going to launch off. By the way, we had a beautiful session on Sunday here in Queens with the caucus. And we met a lot of the leaders of our party, our great party, and we're excited about it. And so I am truly excited about the 22nd of September. As I indicated earlier, I'm going to be on the ground to assist in preparation for that event. But folks, keep your dial tuned. And for those of you who are on to GVD TV, thank you so much for being here with us. Mama Denry, greetings to you, Soufrière, and the rest of St. Lucia Castries. Yes, we have our Castries brethren in the house also. All right, stay tuned to the broadcast, folks.
Ready to discover new perspectives, celebrate successes, and connect with the heartbeat of the Caribbean American community. Don't miss a moment of the action. Stay tuned to Caribbean American News Media Show for an immersive viewing experience like no other. Hashtag Caribbean American News, hashtag show, hashtag cultural celebration. Well,
and I want to give a special shout out to Mr. Martinez, who's here with us. Christina James, greetings to you. And Claret, welcome to the platform. Melissa, greetings. And to all the beautiful people that I met on Sunday, I want to just thank you so much for being part of the Caribbean American News experience. Tonight, it is all about Sky FM. And tonight is Sky FM night. I had my Sky FM t-shirt all day yesterday, and so it got dirty. I couldn't use it tonight, so I do apologize. But TP and myself, we were all dressed up in the same white Sky FM t-shirts, coincident. And tonight we're going to be here, and we're going to put a spotlight on Sky FM and also Brother Champagne. Ron, greetings to you. Veronica, welcome again. All right, so keep sharing as you log in to the platform. Joseph, greetings to you over there on the YouTube channel. We want to remind you, folks, of the domino session. We will have the PR of the Flubber Caucus here in New York. They're going to be, Ian is going to be calling in later on to explain to us some developments with that domino session. I heard it's going to be bigger and better. Veronica says Sky FM crew is locked on tonight. Thank you, Sky FM crew. And we're not converting Caribbean American News into Sky FM. We are Sky FM. We are one. All right, we are the same team. And, we have different players. And so we are tonight in support of Sky FM and Brother Champagne, the man himself, all right? So Gilbert, greetings to you. So let's get to work, folks. Before I introduce my guest for the night, I have some concern. Now, we heard of the corresponding bank situation with the Bank of St. Lucia and TD Bank. TD Bank is a Canadian bank that operates here in the United States also, so they deal with US dollars. And as a result, we are hearing it is rumored that St. Lucia is about to lose the TD Bank arrangement. Now, remember, it is rumored for now, and any time there is smoke, I believe there is fire. And here is where the fire is for me, is that we can no longer trust some institutions of government in St. Lucia, and that's a fact. We can no longer trust Bank of St. Lucia to tell us the truth. They were on strike, and we found out, a lot of things after. We also found out that there is some movement, and I made some attempts to communicate with TD Bank corporate office to get their media PR person to get a report for you tonight, but I was unable. I'm expecting to get an email sometime this week, and I will update you. But I did reach out to TD Bank to get some information on those developments, but I got some news from some reliable source, which is saying that there is some movement. There is something happening. And like I said to you, you can't trust your government to tell you anything. You can't trust the CIP office. You don't know who is in charge of the CIP office. And that's the problem. You understand what I'm saying? So for now, we as a people will depend on the outside sources to tell us what is happening in the country. You, the citizens, voted for what you're getting now. You had a government that would update you every second. You got tired of Mr. Shastey updating you on COVID-19 that was killing you and your family. Yes, you did. And so you're paying a heavy price for ignorance. And so we, the United Workers' Party, we are willing and we're ready to help you remove the foot or the boots of the Labour Party off your back, especially bad governance, Mr. Philip J. Pear, who is still shocked that he's the Prime Minister of the country. And every time he speaks like he's not the Prime Minister, not in the know. We also saw, folks, a new commissioner being installed in the country. Here we go again. Boutique, temporary, and the problem continues. What the police force need is not a temporary commander-in-chief. They want someone who will be there in the office to deal long-term with the challenges. Norbert can't do nothing, I'll tell you now. He can't do anything for crime prevention in the country. That's way over his head. It's way over his head. And so I would say that I think I do not support this move by the Prime Minister to have a 6 months police commissioner. All our commissioners are temporary. The Attorney General, the Governor General, temporary. Up to now. And very soon they can't install no Governor General because their time is running out. They're on borrowed time. But greetings to you folks. We have a lot of discussions for the night. With me in studio is none other, folks, but my friend and brother in the fight, the Honorable FELIX Deterville, better known as Brother Champagne. And folks, we are not here for games. We are here to discuss serious matters that pertains to the development of your nation. And I would say to Brother Champagne of Sky FM, greetings, welcome to Caribbean American News. You're sitting right next to me.
Yes,
but we have another gentleman also that is with us. We'll introduce him later on. He's sitting away from everything, the mics and the camera. But once you hear his voice, you would know who he is. All right? But Champagne, welcome, and it's a pleasure to have you here with us. And I want to say thank you for your service and dedication to the work that you have been doing. I remember when Sky FM, when we lost the elections, the only people that were around you know, not wiping their tears, but they would just try to figure out what just happened here, you know. And it was Sky FM who kept you together, kept you, you know, believing and hoping that the party will shake off all the unnecessary weight that they had, and they would get themselves together. And I came in at a point when Sky FM was way ahead. I came in to add my piece, my 2 cents. And I remember speaking to Champagne, we've had some calls and everything, and you know, I went to the studio there, and I really appreciate him. I'm not saying he's a perfect guy. We're not here to talk about perfect people. We're here to talk about people who love the country and are willing to put themselves out there, take the blows in the name of country. And so, Champagne, welcome to the platform.
Well, thank you for having me, Brother Garfield. I'm really, it's a pleasure being here tonight. When I walked in, I thought I was walking in CNN. You know, it's just computers everywhere. So I'm really happy to be in the studios of Caribbean America Network.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brother Champagne. And Champagne, you want to introduce the gentleman next to you?
Well,
people are saying it's my brother, but I don't know.
Yeah, you guys look alike, though. The gentleman next to me is none other than Mr. Jordan. Mr. Jordan was here. He was the master of ceremonies on Sunday, and I'm understanding he's here to bring about another. Well, I'm going to let him do that in the introduction. I'm not going to speak for him on that. So when he gets on, he will let us know why he's actually here in studio.
So what you want us to do? You want us to wait?
I don't know.
He's pointing, but let's talk and give him some time to breathe. Let's give him some time to breathe, okay. But we're going to we're going to get down to work. So, Champagne, I want the people of St. Lucia to understand your mission, who you are, and why you fighting this cause. You can go and live your life and leave people to deal with the consequences of their actions.
Yeah.
But you decide to take the abuse from the Labour Party, and they have done a lot in an attempt to assassinate your character, who you really are, your love for your country. Yes. And I honestly feel your love. I feel it, you know. Tell us a little about yourself. How did you start this whole journey with the United Workers' Party? Have you always been a supporter of the United Workers' Party, or you just happened to that the party, the Labour Party, you were in the Labour Party, they didn't treat you right, and you decide to come over to the United Workers' Party? How did this happen?
So thank you very much. And before we went on, you, myself, and Mr. Jordan, we were speaking about the amount of fun we have had in St. Lucia growing up as youngsters.
Yes.
And I want to start there with this because I had a lot of fun, and I've said it on my program several times. We lived in this country where there was a lot of fun, and we lived our life. It was the criminal activity was there, but it was nothing like what we've seen today. And we had fun. I went about having fun. We had girlfriends, we had friends, we had parties, we did a lot of stuff. Yes. Okay, but St. Lucia was a place we loved. We loved to be out there. Today, this is not the case, Brother Garfield. And my involvement in politics stems from way back. As a matter of fact, I want to start somewhere, and I made mention of that on Sunday. I got involved with community service or community activities when I was the manager of a sports club called Adidas Strikers. That was in 1982.
Was that
a football club?
Okay.
Well, it was a sports club because
Jordan
we played.
was part of it too.
No,
Jordan. Oh, he's too young.
Jordan was nowhere around at that time. So we played all kinds of sports, and I was charged with the leadership of that club as the manager, and my responsibilities was to make sure that there's discipline, there's finances. I was supposed to be the one to get uniforms for that club, football boots, socks, and to put the tours together. And you're not going to believe it, Brother Garfield, that we walked everywhere. We walked to Forestier to play. We walked to Barbano. We walked to the Mon. We walked to, and you're not going to believe this one, we walked to Ancillary. But what was the amazing thing about that, all of the young men and women that were affiliated with that sports club, they turn out to be special people in the society. Wow. Not one of those individuals ever found themselves on the other side of the law.
Wow.
Not one.
Wow.
They went on to become teachers. They went on to become customs officers, businessmen and women. So I was really proud. I am still really proud when I, run into some of my colleagues from that time to see what they have become. And all of us, we have done well for ourselves. The political aspect of my involvement stems from way back with Mr. Romanus Lansico. Way back. And you're talking, the first time I got involved with politics was just before the 1987 elections. And there was something that I loved about Mr. Lansico, the way he moved in the constituency. He was just grassroots.
Yeah.
He was just a downright lovable individual, just like Sir John. And I said to myself, well, let me follow these people because there's something special about this man. And believe it or not, at that early age, I campaigned with Mr. Lansico. I could give you a story. In 1987, the campaign of 1987, we were having a meeting. 1987. We were having a meeting at Menard Hill and at Miss Ritty's residence. And the Labour Party has always been fiery from back then. Someone threw a stone after Mr. Romanus Lansico. I was standing behind this lady. The stone managed not to hit Mr. Lansico, but hit this lady right here on the chest, and she collapsed. Wow. I was right there. As a youngster, I saw this. And at that time, I said, well, why is it if some people are trying to make our beautiful country better, why that type of hostility? And I continued to stay with the United Workers' Party throughout this time, and up until today, I am still there because I believe the only party that has done something positive for St. Lucia is the United Workers' Party. Had it not been, if there was never a Labour Party, and I've said that several times, if there was never a Labour Party in existence in St. Lucia, we would have been one of the best countries in the world.
Because it's,
I believe that in my heart.
Just to add with that, and I think we need to open our eyes a bit. What I have discovered with my, my short, well, not too experience in politics, is that every time the Labour Party gets into power, there is always a mess.
It's always chaos.
And the United Workers' Party is always called by the people to come in after the Labour Party.
And then, unfortunately...
You realize that, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
But then, unfortunately, after the United Workers' Party comes in, they cleans up the mess, fix everything up. For some strange reason, the people vote the Labour Party again. Yeah,
it is something that I have observed. We saw with Kenny Anthony, the mess during that time when he said, well, something happened and we could not borrow
a penny
anymore. And then we heard of the seabeds being sold and a number of problems we had during that time. And the United Workers' Party were called to come forward and fix this for us.
You know, there's a fundamental question that has to be asked. Very, very important. Why is it every time the United Workers' Party comes in, fix the country, put it on the right setting, how come the Labour Party could come back into office? But I have marveled about this. I have asked myself the question, is it a campaign strategy that they use? And over the years, I think I've found the answer for that. I think, and I'm going to share it tonight, what I think the answer is. I think the Labour Party, their candidates, their leadership, makes their people believe that they all are the same. All of them are poor people, even if they are downright rich, wealthy people of the backs of the people of St. Lucia. But when they go out to campaign, they make every single individual believe as if they are on the same level with them.
Right.
No say Mali way. And that is the term they use. Mwese Mali way. So the people now, and you know the majority of the voters are the not too fortunate.
That's right.
The percentage. So when you preach that all the time and you continue to pound that at the people that I am one of you, I am just as the same as you, even if they know it's not so. Yeah. For some strange reason, the people buy into this thing and they vote them again. That is one of the conclusions I've come up with in that strategy by the Labour Party.
Right. So, and good. So let's look at the cost of living in St. Lucia this time. I know you go to the supermarket, unlike the Prime Minister.
We all go to.
And you would feel, and of course you have a vehicle and you would experience the high gas prices. And I heard someone call me today and they indicated that the gas price is going to be increased in St. Lucia. But let us look at the cost of living. Let us look at the food price. Let us look at the 2.5% that was placed on the backs of the St. Lucian people. You were here, and I'm happy to have you here. You're on the ground. You experience it for yourself. You know, the shift in prices, the cost of living. What is your thought on, and what can be done with the skyrocketing cost of living in the country?
So the Labour Party are the masterminds of this seat. The Prime Minister said that what St. Lucia is experiencing is imported inflation.
Imported, he said.
Now,
yes.
when you bring that about to a people that pays attention, I mean, when I say a people, his supporters that pay attention to everything this guy says, doesn't matter how much of a propaganda it is. When you say that and explain it to the people, you let them, you say to them that this is not your fault. It is not my fault.
Right.
What we're experiencing today is not our fault because we don't manufacture meat. We don't manufacture this. We don't manufacture that. So what you're paying at the supermarkets is no fault of the Labour Party. It is because of our import bill, the amount of stuff that we bring into the country. And the people buy into that. Brother Garfield, 3 loaves of bread, you cannot buy it with $1, you know. You cannot buy 3 loaves of bread with $1.
No, I heard, you know, we did some recordings last night, and I heard Guy Joseph said that, but I'm trying to figure it out. One of those small bread loaf.
Yeah.
No sa parle Creole because naikopon.
Oui.
C'est pay.
I call them spaghetti bread.
Spaghetti bread.
Yeah.
It used to be what, 25 cents?
It used to be 25, then it moved up to 30, and I think it stayed at 30 cents for a long time until the Labour Party came in.
So once these guys came into power,
everything skyrocketed.
You can no longer get 4 bread for $1.
No, 4. It is 2.
And that is serious. That's not a joke.
That is not a joke. And then the problem is the size of the bread. The size of the bread. I call them spaghetti bread. You could hold it in one hand and fold 2 of them together. It is terrible in St. Lucia, you know, Brother Garfield. I know you know everything that is happening on the ground, but you're not really there for the moment.
That's right.
But it is terrible in this country. I just saw a video, and we're just speaking in general. I saw a video where parents were locked out of a bookstore on Saturday. Yeah, persons were asked to leave a bookstore because it was so crowded, overcrowded. Now, look at the difference with this. Parents don't have the money to go out there and purchase books for their kids. But they want to do it. Those with the little money, they want their kids. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want better for their kids?
That's
but
right.
the previous government had put something in place to avoid that stress.
And that is the purchasing of books.
The e-books.
Right.
The e-books, they were going to be set up in a manner every year when the curriculum changes that you step it up one notch. The Labour Party came in and bluffed their way with the people. Oh, we're going to give them laptops. But you're giving a laptop that has not a single program on it?
And
not a single program?
So now we're on the laptop issue. So the Labour Party came in and they said to us, it is too expensive to maintain the license for the
e-books.
The e-books. Remember, this is the same party that said to us that it's too expensive to protect the citizens of the country with a K9 unit.
K9, yeah, exactly, absolutely.
And this is the same government that says it's too expensive to build a state-of-the-art hospital.
Yes.
It is the same government that says to us it is too expensive to build a state-of-the-art or a modern airport.
Yes.
So if you really check this government,
they say one thing in opposition.
Right. One thing in opposition, it seems to me that they're très boutique. They like little stuff and they
say one thing in opposition and do the exact same thing they just criticize in opposition and introduce it into government.
So they remove the e-books. It's too expensive. They give the children empty laptops.
Yeah, without a program.
But the parents got to still go.
Yes.
And find monies that they don't have.
Thank you very much. So I'm trying to ask the parents themselves how you balance that off. Because here you are with a laptop without any programs. It's empty. First of all, you must have Wi-Fi at your house or data. So you could access those laptops. But you still have to go to purchase those books.
And the party, by the
way.
So
what's the sense of that?
The United Workers' Party had a plan to give, MiFi?
Yeah.
With the device.
Absolutely.
So you will always have some type of internet connection. I think there was a deal with a carrier for that. And
then the amazing thing about the e-books was, as you go up in grade throughout the forms, it changes. The program changes. So there's never a need for you to go to any bookstore to purchase any books because the program changes as you go through the higher forms or the higher grades.
Right.
You understand? So now parents are now, with the little monies that they earn throughout STEP, because this is what this is receiving from one hand and spending it on the other hand. So they gave out the STEP program late this year, late. And there's a reason why they did that. So here they had that match, which has been postponed on 2 occasions.
That's right.
They had put it off on 2 occasions. They are very strategic, Brother Garfield. The Labour Party is very strategic with the way they do things. So here they are. They have realized that the match has failed on 2 occasions. Persons were not interested.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you guys STEP from Monday to Friday, but our match is on Sunday. So we just paid you on Friday. So you have an obligation now to come to our match.
And the possibility is there that money would not be used for...
To purchase books. To
by
purchase
the way,
uniforms.
how
But
much
I
is-
heard...
How much is the STEP program paying?
Someone called me while I'm here. They said they gave $300. I don't know how true that is. I know normally it's 500,
Five?
but I don't know. I know it's 5. Someone said persons got 300, but I don't know how true that is. $300.
And $500 or $300 cannot help to send a child to school or prepare a child for school. The books alone.
Some of the books cost $200.
Right. So you're looking at $1,000 just for the books.
So this is the message we need to bring out, Brother Garfield, to our people, and not Flambeau people, all of St.
All
Lucia.
St. Lucians, yeah.
You need to have an awareness of how you live in this country.
Yeah.
Because here you have, on one hand, you have a government that is willing to take away that stress, this burden away from you having to go to a bookstore every year to purchase school books. They are going to implement something called the e-books. Every child will have it. At the end of the term, they know what their programs are going to be. When school reopens, they know everything that's going to be happening from every primary and secondary school. Our people voted against that.
Wow.
Our people voted against that. And the burden today is locking up a bookstore on the citizens of St. Lucia. I saw that on the video.
So the Labour Party was so skillful in having the citizens who would benefit, they and their children were so successful in their propaganda that they were able to have citizens
They convinced them.
convince them that a laptop is not good for them with the books on it, and it is too expensive for the government to maintain.
And today, the same parents...
And the parents voted against that. If the government is paying the license fees, and citizens might have to pay a little small change, which would be cheaper than the books, would you not prefer that?
It continues to baffle me. I don't know if the message was not brought out properly, Brother Garfield, throughout the last campaign. But I don't know how is it that a people could be so naive about something, especially the health insurance. I could never understand why is it that people, and I'm not saying a people, a nation, with a proposal that was put forward, and even if it had not been materialized, but it was proposed, and it all came together because you had seen the development of the new St. Jude's, and the Prime Minister said, we are going to provide 75% health insurance for every single St. Lucian. Our people voted against that.
So they voted against the e-books. They voted against a state-of-the-art hospital, a modern airport.
They voted against good roads. Our people voted. Now, am I upset
about
about
cheaper gas too?
$13.95. It was capped there. And a lot of people have not understood what is capped. And some people may say, there are some people that don't understand when something is capped. It means it cannot go any higher. That is the highest it will get. $13.95. Let me get, I don't know if you have seen that on my page, Brother Garfield. I took one of those gallon containers and I went to one of the fuel service stations. The smallest container. Yes, I did. And I said, I would like to get $16.50 gas. Give me the change and give me the receipt. So here's this lady putting the nozzle in there. When this thing got to about 3/4, it stopped. So in essence, I believe we are paying about $20 a gallon of gas, Brother Garfield.
Wow.
That's just my belief.
Well, that's
just my belief. And the reason I'm saying this is the smallest, well, I don't know if that makes any sense, but the gallon that I had is the recommended gallon They said there are two types of gallons, one English, one US. I had the one that is recommended for St. Lucia, and 1650 could not full it. It couldn't full it. So I think we're still being ripped off with the fuel price.
Yeah, the gas, I understand, because I spent a lot of money on only gas driving in St. Lucia when
We
I was
have been
there.
ripped off.
Yeah.
We have been ripped off, Brother Garfield. Look at what's happening with crime.
Yes.
I sat at the apartment, and I'm watching, at the house, and I'm watching the news. I love news. I like to watch the news.
Yeah.
And you know, for a big city of 9 million people, you'll watch the news, and maybe everything might not be reported. I'm seeing 2 people got shot, 1 or 2, 3 people. But for 9 million people, you have an expectancy that maybe some things will happen. Last week, 3 people got killed in St. Lucia. 3 people.
3 last week. So the crime rate.
people.
So we're at what, 56?
What is it, 54, 55? I don't even know. I lost count.
And then we have a police officer committing suicide.
You want to ask yourself, is there a plan?
Recently. Again.
Police officer commit suicide?
That's what I saw.
I've not seen this one.
Yeah, that one is new.
You want to ask yourself, Brother Garfield, what exactly is happening in this country? What is going on?
I stared at you because I am concerned.
Because we didn't get a plan throughout the Labour Party's campaign. No one told us what their plans were. 3 years, going on 4 years, we still have not had a plan from the Prime Minister and the Labour Party. So we are just on autopilot. We are just waiting for this plane to crash.
Wow.
If it has not already crashed.
Wow.
This is serious what is happening in St. Lucia, you know, Brother Garfield. And my message to the people of St. Lucia, have an awareness of what is happening in this country. You need to be very cognizant of what is going on in this place because it is in a bad place. We are in a terrible place. A terrible place.
So crime is out of control. We have a temporary police commissioner. This is the second time, right?
I heard one was just sworn in. Has he been sworn in yet? No?
I believe so.
Okay.
But he's just going to be there for 3. His appointment is for 6 months. So I'm saying with a crime problem, a crime situation, something like that we have never seen in the country's history, basically. The Prime Minister, with all his wisdom and his readiness for the office, is installing for the 3rd time a temporary commissioner of police. When the right thing to do there was to appoint a man for long term so he can settle into his office, get policies and get the operation of the police force in place.
You know what that tells me? It tells me that the Prime Minister is unsure of the people that he recommends.
I think the flubber caught him with something down. He wanted to appoint, and I would say it publicly on national television and in public media, that his agenda was to install the last guy who is being investigated right now. That is Ronald.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he could not have his way. So right now he's putting everybody else temporary to see if this is going to go away soon. I'm just speculating here because Prime Minister told us we should speculate, by the way, so it's not my fault. Let me just say something before Champion come back in to Bernard Haynes. Bernard Haynes, let me say something to you, sir. We do not go on your platforms and disrupt. You're a Christian. I kind of like you. You're an SLP that I kind of like. What I would advise you to do is to go wash your hands, your face, and your foot. Put away your device and go to your bed. Because what you're doing there is childish. It's not even politics. Because when we spoke about the prices and the cost of living, you should have yielded to us and say, it's true, you know, we can fix, we ought to fix this.
Yeah.
But you're appearing, you're sounding like a hack to me. And I think you need to go to bed.
Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out.
Well, folks, we'll take a break and we'll be right back. Bernard, wash your hands, wash your foot, your face, get to bed.
At Palette Pleasure, located Ogier Vieux 4, We take pride in our ability to cater to a wide range of events and occasions, whether it's a joyous celebration like a birthday, anniversary, wedding, or graduation, or a more somber gathering such as a funeral or First Communion. We are dedicated to providing exquisite culinary offerings to suit each unique event. Our diverse menu includes offerings such as funeral treat boxes and treat boxes for all other occasions, ensuring that we can provide comfort and support during difficult times, as well as enhance the festivities during happier moments. In addition, we offer prepackaged meals designed for all occasions, ensuring that the food at your event is not only delicious but also convenient. Call us today at 75873333365 for your finger-licking and palatable foods.
And folks, we are back. Welcome to the platform again. My guest is Brother Champagne, FELIX Deterville. Yes, we were speaking of the crime situation, the cost of living, and the police situation there in the country. Champagne, what do you see need to happen right now with this crime situation here?
So one of my, if I was the Prime Minister today, one of my main priorities would be crime. I would take on crime before anything else, because if security, national security, if you cannot secure your country and you're relying on tourism for your main economy, I mean, you don't have a country. And at the moment, I mean, we had two homicides right outside a hotel. Well, separate hotels, that is. I mean, that happened earlier this year. Now, what does that say? So one would say, well, the visitors are not affected. Is that right? They are not affected yet. But are you putting anything in place? Are you making provisions so that time never comes or this never happens?
Yeah, makes sense.
3 police commissioners, 3 in 3 years, and no one could find a solution. 3 ministers of national security, no one could find a solution. Not one. Something is wrong.
And I understand the Prime Minister's office, there's no space there for ministers anymore. In the crime, he's the Minister of National Security.
The Minister of National Security.
You have Virginia, who is
Virginia Boyd is Home Affairs.
And then you have crime prevention.
Yeah.
And none of them ain't doing nothing
Cannot find
at all,
a solution.
basically.
Cannot find a solution.
And the excuse is that no government can stop crime. We don't send people to commit crimes. We're not saying that. Here in the United States, listen to me. Our politicians have to account to us. They got to account for us. When we hire them, whether it's local or whether it's on the on the bigger stage, they got to account. We elect those people to ensure, 1, that we are safe, 2, that we have clean air and clean water. That's why. And when our water system gets polluted under their watch, they account to us, not the water company. They answer to us. Yeah? When we are seeing high spike in crime in certain areas here in New York, they answer to us.
Yes, they have to.
They can go back and deal with the lower guys under them, but we hire them to manage our affairs. And I think there's a problem in St. Lucia with governance and government and misunderstanding. When you have politicians cursing us off when we ask them to account, then it means that they don't understand their job. They don't understand why they were hired. And that's why I encourage you to elect the United Workers Party, where your freedom of speech is protected, your freedom of conscience is protected. What say you?
There's also a lack of concern, Brother Garfield, because the attacks on young people. One young man was shot in his bed. We have heard of people just being found in rural areas.
Wow.
But you don't hear not a message, not a statement
Nothing.
coming off from the Prime Minister. You don't hear one coming off the Minister of Crime Prevention.
Nothing.
There's a lack of concern by these people.
Lack of concern.
When you have a people that is supposed to be in leadership, shows no remorse. They don't show any as the word I'm looking for. They don't show any sympathy.
No sympathies at all.
Not even to the families, the grieving families.
No.
I mean, I'm waiting. There was a shooting at the Marshall Boulevard a couple months ago. And the young man, it was a drive-by. So I went in there, and there was this book with the guy's picture. It was put in 2 different locations. So I asked the guy in there, well, has the parliamentary rep come in to sign the book? And everyone was, what, champagne? Sign what book? There's no concern. It's as if nothing happens. This is our biggest issue. You think that the health situation is bad in St. Lucia? The crime situation, to me, right now, Brother Garfield, is the worst we have seen it, and this is St. Lucia's biggest problem. It is out of control.
We are in September, and we have 56 dead
Yeah, but that is
young people.
But that is homicides. What about criminal activity? There's a lot of shootings.
Yep, robberies.
There's robberies. There's
Look at the bank heist that we saw. The guys went to the workers, the bank workers' home. I have never seen that, not even here in New York.
You know
went
what?
to their homes, brought them to the bank.
This happens because criminals are left to go and go on their merry way and do as they please.
Because criminals are not afraid of the police.
Criminals has no
And they don't
fear.
care about the government because the government is saying nothing.
There's no government.
Well,
There's no government. There's a Labour Party government, but not a St. Lucia government. This is the difference. There's a Labour Party government. There's not a St. Lucia government because they're certainly not taking care of the affairs of the people in a positive way.
yeah, just talk about crime and I when I used to work at Brinks, we used to have a lot of robberies because, yes, the owners were not invested in proper vehicles and equipment.
Right.
So we had old guns, guns that they use since, what's his name? This guy in the Western way back there, the guy with the horse. John Wayne.
Yeah.
You fire the gun and it blow up in your face. I fired that gun once and it blew up in my face in Soufrière. There was not investing in equipment for the people's money to be protected. We had an old van, Suzuki, little box van, got into Dennery. The back of the door just dropped on the floor. Coming out of Grosley, all the money drop out of the van through the back door. I understand. We used to have a lot of robberies during that time. And robberies that could have been prevented. Yes, by the owners of the Brinks company. Well, there's no I can speak about it. But there was a lack of security in the security. Yeah? When you look at the police force, I don't know if it's the Prime Minister said he gives them equipment and everything they need for crime fighting. He's not a police, so he don't know what to do. He just give them the equipment. So in his mind, vehicles, a bulletproof jacket, and because of the cricket or football that they had some time ago, they were asked to get some stuff in place, and so they claim that as an achievement. You were forced to equip them with those things.
Yeah, but Brother Garfield, equipment cannot do the job by itself. You must have boots on the ground.
But that's the problem.
That is the problem.
So you are given equipment, replacing old ones, and you believe that you have achieved so much in crime fighting when we cannot even get a proper police commissioner in place.
Thank you. And the equipment is necessary. We're not doubting that.
Police morale is at the lowest.
It's at the lowest.
They're not being promoted as they should. People are being promoted because of friends, family, and politicians who are related to them. And so the police themselves some of them are being sexually harassed. And they're filing complaints. And the government is saying to them, well, that's just a rumor. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
That's the government.
The leader.
So when the policemen are hearing that, how are they going to go out there with excitement and with their patriotic duties? How are they going to go out there and want to perform their duties when they believe that the government will abandon them when they need them most?
Yeah.
We have Peter Chico. The state should have protected him from these bandits. The state let him down by having him to use all his retirement money to pay lawyers when it was the responsibility of the state.
Right.
So when police officers see this kind of nonsense from government, what are they going to do? They're going to just take a hands-off approach and what the citizens, their lives are at risk. And we have clowns in the diaspora writing under these posts instead of understanding that there is a major problem in the country.
You know, when you continue to change police commissioners, it tells you there's a lack of leadership in the department. Because why would you sign in or appoint a commissioner if he's doing a good job, he or she is doing a good job? You have no reason to change that individual, right?
Yeah.
So you have changed three in 3 years. It tells me that all of those you have put in this position, they have not done a good job. And who suffers at the time, Brother Garfield? The country.
The rumor out there is
citizens
that
of the country.
The reason why that this new guy has placed their temper is that the lady who was there before, she made some decisions concerning the alleged sexual misconduct by the officer. And so as a result, I heard these fellas were not happy about it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so they did what they did. Now I am saying it is rumored. You understand? It's alleged. Yeah? But if that's the truth, if it is the truth, then I'm saying to you, you have a wicked government. And talking about the police again, you have a government that don't really care much about the police force. They don't care about you guys. Because if they did, they would not have taken so long to pay your insurance, ain't it? They would not take so long to stand by you when you really need them most. And I spoke about Peter Chico, and that's a real case, and I'm happy that Mr. Chico is taking these loudmouth fellas to court. Let them pay. There are laws that protected you as a government worker. You didn't have to go and pay any lawyer for yourself. They were the ones, and because Mr. Pear and Mr. Healer came in to ensure that justice is served for them. And look at what we have. The same names are showing up in CIP scandals.
You see,
same individuals.
You know why that has happened? Because our people, the citizenry, has tolerated those kinds of moves. From the time that the Prime Minister had went to that court case and said to the nation that he was there to make sure that justice was done, the people of St. Lucia were supposed to jump all over this thing.
Yep.
It started from there and it escalated. It moved Bannon's land. This one sold this one sold that, CIP, and this is where we are today.
Nobody's been held accountable for nothing?
Nothing. We have a systematic problem in this country, Brother Garfield. And I'm happy you said about Brother Peter Chico. He's doing what he has to do.
Yep.
Okay? But I am afraid with all of the lawyers he may be able to get on his side. I am afraid based on the system.
The system, yep.
We have a bad system in this country.
Because it failed him.
It did before.
The first time it did.
It did before.
It did.
It did before.
It worked for the Labour Party.
A government came into office.
Yeah.
There was 8 adjournments when they were in opposition.
Yeah.
8. Listen to this. 8 adjournments. How could you have 8 adjournments back to back, not one hearing? And all of a sudden, the government loses. The people that were in opposition comes in and you have a decision.
Yeah.
You have a case was thrown out immediately, not on the second hearing, The first one, it was not adjourned. So a customs officer was taken off from his position. Another one, he was replaced with another one.
Yep.
The other one that was just brought in
Yep.
said there was no charges, dropped the case. This is corruption to the highest level, Brother Garfield. This is a systematic problem.
And you're hearing that, is it the Attorney General? Is the lawyer of the... and the Attorney General...
The Attorney General is the man, is the defense lawyer.
Look, that should be protecting Peter, is on the other side playing in the river on the bank.
But the Attorney General was one of the defense lawyers. And today, he happens to be the Attorney General.
System, in St. Lucia.
A case was, a judge was sitting on a case. He moved himself, he recused himself from the case as a judge, not a magistrate. A judge.
And what was his statement?
As a result of political interference.
And you think anybody in the country stood up and said, what is this? What's going on here? Nobody. We have a public prosecutor. We have attorney generals. We have legal folks, a bar association. Not one of them stood up and said, this is...
And
This is a banana republic operation here. We need to fix this.
when Alan Shastney made the statement about building a new St. Lucia, a lot of people believe it was all concrete and blocks and cement, build high rises. No.
Yeah.
Alan Shastney was trying to change the system, this corrupt system. The ones that are involved in the corruption, they knew what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And they did their best. They spent money to make sure that he didn't win the elections.
Yep.
We have a systematic problem, Brother Garfield, and it's going to take a mammoth task to change it.
And I agree with you that you're concerned about the legal system and justice, the justice that Mr. Chico is seeking for. I think St. Lucia needs an entire overhaul.
Oh my goodness.
Our justice system has failed. My stepfather is dead over 20 years. He took a custom guy to court because he gave him $20,000 to order a vehicle for him. The guy took the money, we got no vehicle. When my stepfather died, well, we went to court. Richard was the lawyer. Everything was done, the case, the lawyer said, look, you got to pay.
He was your lawyer? Or
Yes.
Okay.
My family lawyer.
Yeah.
You know, the judge said, look, man, you got to pay the people their money, plus interest and other things. Up to this day, not a dollar. And we went to the system failed us.
No, the system will fail everyone.
The system failed us.
Will fail
And
everyone.
when the citizens sometimes get tired and they take things into their own hands, then we blame them and say, well, the system, they couldn't get through to the legal. We have men at Bois de Lay who some of them, I believe, are innocent. Their cases cannot be heard over 10, 15 years, and they're there sitting on remand. I believe the whole body lays on remand.
Yeah. And what does this government do about it? Go over there, get another loan for $295 million to build us the halls of justice. But we have problems. We have people on remand, about 300 people on remand.
And some of these people could be innocent, you know. Some of them, I'm sure, have children out there that...
Oh, yeah. There are kids that have gone 10, 15 years because
And
guys
who
have been
knows?
on remand for a long time.
Who knows if some of these kids are not, because of a lack of father in the house and whatever, have turned to a life of crime. Because there's not the father figure. And they themselves just give up on life.
Brother Garfield, why is it that a small country such as ours could have so many problems, so many issues? There's not a positive happening in St. Lucia, you know.
You think so?
No, there's
Julian
not
is
a
not a
positive.
Julian.
Oh, well, I should rephrase. In terms of the government, the leadership of the government,
leadership, as far as I'm
there's not a
concerned,
positive.
You know, they give senior citizens a little extra money. That's a good thing. I still believe that they're just playing games. Say, see me going, you can't see me going.
So I'm happy you brought that up.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's something good because $1 more is $1 extra is a good dollar.
It is.
So
It is.
how many of the citizens of St. Lucia that have gone on retirement? What about the self-employed retirees? Are they not people of the country? So you're only going to give retirees that work with the service, that work with the government. What about all the taxi drivers, the farmers, the fishers?
Yeah.
These men that they didn't have a job security, so to speak.
Yeah.
These guys have done their thing when they were young. They fed for they got their families into homes. They get their kids going to school. Today they cannot work. They are 60 years, 80 years. What is there for these people?
Can you imagine?
The country it has to be holistic. It cannot just be a selected few.
But I kind of blame also for the many problems we have in the country. I blame some of those leaders in the United Workers' Party too, you know, that were a lot of them. Maybe they're no more.
Right.
I think they were selfish.
In terms of
Stephen
what?
King, he was selfish.
Oh my goodness.
Because it was all about them, how he feel. He wanted to be treated like a king, and because he was prime minister, Shastney should lift him up every time there's a cabinet meeting and treat him like he's God. And then the citizens get nothing. They don't get the petition. These men should be petitioning on behalf of those people in their communities. I'm hearing in Stephen King community, no sidewalks. Some areas are a mess. No representation. Philip, he's over there boasting that he's 6-star general. The place is like a run-down town, galvanized.
Philippe Pierre.
People are still pooping in bucket.
Philippe Pierre, this name is not even supposed to be made mention. when you talk about representation.
But I heard that you're
should
going up
not-
again. You're going to be.
I have signed up. I have signed
You
up.
signed up?
I have signed up along with 2 other gentlemen.
But
And
I want to switch on that as you
Yeah,
mentioned his name.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
let's say, and I know you respect the process.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that, you know, God permitted that you are the appointed person to run
Right.
that seat. What are you going to do differently? Or what are you going to do to improve the lives of the people of Castries
Castries East.
East?
You see, Castries East has always been looked upon as a constituency
Yeah.
that has failed.
Yeah.
And it's not the people that have failed.
For years.
The leaders,
The
the
politicians.
leadership of the constituency have failed the people.
Yeah.
First of all, Philippe Pierre has not been one of us. I must say that. And some people may not want to agree with me.
What do you
Philippe
mean?
Pierre, when I say that, Philippe Pierre has not been one of the citizens of Castries East.
He don't live there?
He doesn't live in Castries East.
Wait.
Philippe Pierre lives in Castries now. He grew up in that area, but that's irrelevant because
yeah.
you is St. Lucian, you could run for
You
any.
could run, yes,
You could run for any. So you asked me the question. First of all, you need to find out exactly what the people are going through in their various communities. Remember,
Right.
I didn't say constituency, I
Right.
said communities.
That's right. So tell us.
here's my plan, the first plan. So I call it the A to Z method. And that A to Z method is, so I single out the areas that starts with A in the constituency. There's none. I get to B. You have Bagatelle, you have Bocage, you have Black Malay, you have Bocage. Those 4 areas with B. And I call these areas, these communities that are with B, that starts with B, and I call these people into a meeting, a town hall, and share the concerns of their community.
So you want to listen.
So you listen to the people
the
of
people.
those various communities, what are the concerns in health, in education, in housing, with all of what is needed. By that, you don't have a whole lot of people of a constituency coming to your office at the same time.
Right.
So you single out these people every Wednesday or every Thursday, whenever you want to have that.
Right.
So you go to C. Then we go to Shabbat. You have the other communities of C. You have Shabbat. You have where else you have with C. We don't have too many. I missed one. I said we didn't have a community of A. We have Arendelle Hill. Now, Arendelle Hill is not a huge community, so you would now blend Arendelle Hill with Boboville because the 2 areas are close to each other. So I would take in one of those B's and put with Arendelle Hill. So we have that community, those 2 communities coming in, and we're going to speak with these people. You get to C and you get to D and you go down the line and you have a town hall meeting with these people, those various communities, figure out what is the needs of this community. Although you know what it is.
I was just going to say that.
You know what it is.
You would have, yes.
You know what it is. You live in the constituency. You know what it is that the people are needing in the communities. But you need to head first and from those people. Housing is one of our biggest problems.
Man, you took it out of my mouth. I was just going to ask you about the housing in that.
Castries' main problem is housing. But Garfield, if you see the conditions of the way people live in Castries, I have been to some areas in Castries, some homes where the flooring is the background.
No, that can't be right.
The flooring is the background.
Yeah.
In some of the homes I've been to, and it's not just 1 or 2. Background. The roof is tarpaulin. Don't listen to me. Some of the roofs in Castries is tarpaulin. We conducted a survey. My brother, one of the other gentlemen that is vying for to be the candidate,
Who's that,
brother Reynolds.
Oh, okay.
In 2000
and he's from the same area too.
He's from the area, but he doesn't live anymore. But we conducted a survey, myself and brother Reynolds, and we were going around trying to figure out how many people do not have pipe-borne water in Castries. Take a wild guess how many people don't have pipe-borne water in Castries. Just take a guess.
100?
380. Didn't have water at the time. That was in 2014.
2014.
Take a wild guess how many people we found out with the survey that didn't have a toilet. And I'm not talking about a flush toilet. A latrine, didn't have anything. Take a guess.
300?
Over 150 people didn't have a place to use as a toilet. And I'm not talking about a flush toilet. I'm talking about a pit toilet.
A latrine.
Over 150 people didn't have a latrine. Okay, so those people, you know what they use? They defecate in plastic bags and throw it somewhere in the bushes or stuff. This is still so today, Brother Garfield. It is still that way today in Constituency, where you have a prime minister representing the constituency.
But let me ask you, what have Philip J. Pear done for that constituency? Because I heard it's the worst of the worst, just like Beaufort.
So we fear God, both you and I, and we don't make things up.
No.
We don't lie at a certain age. When you get to a certain age, you don't make stories on people.
No.
Okay? Philip Pierre, in my recollection, in my opinion, has done nothing for this constituency. I'm trying to think hard something of positivity that Philip Pierre has done for Constituency East. I put a lot of pressure on the radio, and I cannot tell you as a result of that, but the Marshall Road was paved last year. And you know when last it was paved? 1987 by Roman Stansico. Prior to it being paved last year, it had not been paved in all of almost 30 years. It had not been paved. And with the constant pressure of me, I don't know, I cannot tell you it's me, I kept pounding this. We need our roads paved. Philip Pierre paved that road. Listen to what they're doing right now. Every other community has beautiful surface sporting surfaces. Ancillary has not ancillary. Then we have one Soufre, they have that artificial turf with lights. The Marshall Grounds has been the mecca of sports alongside with the Mindu Philip Park in all of St. Lucia. Do you know that the grandstand there on the Marshall Grounds, this thing was licking? I have a video on that. And when it rains, when there's a sporting activity, all of the spectators have to run for cover. You know this guy is now renovating that stand? Putting some galvanized pieces on top of there, changing some benches, power washing some benches. This stand has been there for over 40 years. So I put up a beautiful tournament for kids 12 and under. I made that announcement last year, and I said we are going to do this for Independence Day on the holiday. They said to me, the ground is going to be shut down. No one is able to access the ground because they're going to be doing some renovations. They started doing these little patchings on the grounds about 3 weeks ago or a month ago. So isn't that a disrespect? And now I'm seeing they brought in some lights. I'm thinking it's some new lights they're going to put in on that ground. So the grandstand, there's no artificial turf. The whole ground stand, the benches that were there, those that had been cracked a little bit, they're now fixing this little bit, a little portion of it, power washing and changing some galvanized on the roof. That's all we're having. So in Constituency.
So Pear basically is a failed representative.
That's failed is a good word.
And I would think that the reason why he's winning is that maybe he's given these guys a little pound of rice and pound of chicken ever so often.
That's the tragedy.
What I discover with these guys, they will give you a little $200 just to keep you in check. Just like, you know, like if you're in their party and you're speaking, you're getting a little uneasy with them, they will give you a little contract. They will give you a little something to keep you shut. And we see it with the media.
Yeah.
We see it with a lot of their...
Yeah, they're surrogates.
Yes.
And you know who do it? Pierre doesn't do it himself. He has his crew. And that is why he has always been able to manipulate through, you know, some of his surrogates to get his surrogates to speak on the behalf of him.
Wow, and thank God the United Workers Party they're different.
The United Workers Party has always been different in terms of their policies, their strategy. The United Workers Party is for all of the people. And the Malawi Party, you could say the United Workers Party is indeed the Malawi Party. The Labour Party boasts that they are, but they're not. The United Workers Party is the Malawi Party.
But I'm happy that you big up your running mate, Reynolds.
Oh yeah, there are two other gentlemen.
There are two other gentlemen. Oh, there are two others?
There are two. Peter Chico and Mr. Reynolds have signed in.
Okay, good. So the strongest man, you know?
Well, you see, at the end of the day, for me, it comes down to the individual that have been involved with activities in the constituency. Now, I'm not saying that because I have been an activist in the community. I think I've grown in time with experience, and I think I have a level of what is needed by the people of the constituency. And then I just didn't take that and run away with it. I have done so much in the constituency. It gives me a perfect opportunity to know what is needed by the people.
Okay.
So, I mean, I wish the two other gentlemen all the best of luck.
And I would love to have them here too, so that,
I don't want them to be at a disadvantage. You know what I mean?
No. But that's why I'm going to bring them.
I don't want them to be at a disadvantage, but I could tell you at the moment, you see, St. Lucia politics has one good thing going for it. If you have noticed, there's a level of popularity that comes into the mix in St. Lucia's politics. It is not just a degree or a pretty face.
Yeah.
The people must know you. I think I'm an individual that is kind-hearted. I think I'm generous. I think the people have known me throughout the years.
And I think you are. I think you are.
I think if you ask me, I'm not saying you, if you ask me, between the three individuals, I'm the best choice.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly sure the other two gentlemen will say the same thing as well.
Yeah.
But my involvement in the constituency and the little experience that I've gathered throughout the years and been around politics, been around the people, the activities that, I mean, for argument's sake, this past Sunday, I'm in New York, and I sponsored a haircut and hairstylist program on Sunday.
God bless your heart, man.
To cut the hair of the young men and to give the young ladies of the constituency a hairstyle, to go to school, to go back to school. We call it, and along with the soup kitchen. I mean, we don't want to brag about the amount of things. I just believe in my heart. This is not about prestige for me, better guy. It's not about money. This is about an individual who have seen the people of Constituency suffer for too long, and I think I could make a significant change in their lives.
Right. So I wish a bit, I know there's a lot of internal stuff happening right now, and announcements will be made in September with some of the candidates.
Right.
But based on what I'm seeing, I think we have beautiful candidates.
I think we do.
Like yourself, Reynolds, Peter, and all the others. I think all of you can make a difference. Any one of you that is chosen.
The country needs
we will stand behind you guys.
Yeah.
I would be on this platform petitioning, standing strong with you, because the United Workers' Party, the crop of candidates as I see that is going to come out, I think it's going to blow the minds of the citizens, and it will position St. Lucia for the wave of change that is necessary in the country. Any one of you on the United Workers' Party
the candidate by his or herself just cannot make it happen. There must be a core of people of support.
That's right.
That has to make sure that this thing happens, because I've seen candidates come in.
You got to keep working.
Yeah. I've seen several times candidates come in and take over the whole process, and at the end of the day, they lose the election. This cannot continue. You have to get the involvement of the branch. You have to get the involvement of the people that have the experience, because you as a fresh candidate, as a novice, so to speak, you cannot make it happen. Doesn't matter what degree you think you have or what pretty face you think you have.
That's right.
It has to be a collective effort.
It has
and
to.
everyone has to be involved.
It has to. And I believe all of you have the integrity and the love by the people. And I wish all of you the best. I'm not going to come here and try to shortcut the political system. You understand what I'm saying? The process. And I think the United Workers' Party, there's always a difficult period where you have to choose, where you have 5 good candidates or 10 good candidates, and this guy is good, and this one is good, and this one is good, and so we got to just pray.
But the unfortunate thing about that is if you have 3 individuals, when all of those individuals have a level of support. And what has happened throughout the years, let's assume Champagne is chosen, the supporters of both Mr. Nathaniel and Mr. Chico are angry. Because why is it not my candidate of choice?
And we got to help to heal that too, because once the process is done and the person somebody comes
selected,
out, right, then we have a responsibility now, all of us, to try to heal that. That hurt, and bring
there is indeed
people
a wound.
together. Yeah,
there is indeed a wound.
Everybody has their support. The person
oh my goodness!
Support,
listen to me. And this is not the first time I've gone through this thing. I can tell you, it is a long time to heal those wounds. I'm telling you, to lick those wounds. So the party in itself now. Oh yeah, it's a long time. The party in itself now have to make sure that they could come.
We bring people together
to get these people to feel good about what has just happened. I mean, I understand you're hurting because you put all your heart and soul into this thing, but you were not selected. So the party now has to find a way to console that individual, whoever that individual is. 2, 3, 4 individuals, they have to find a way to console.
And people like me will help to do that through this medium, and I'm sure you or whoever, we will come together. But I look forward to speaking to your other 2 brothers, Peter and Reynolds.
Reynolds is there at the moment.
Yes, I know. I know, and I know his wife personally. Yeah. So we'll try to bring them together. And you know what I wish we can do in the United Workers' Party at some point is have a debate. If you have 5 individuals in one, just have an open debate among the United. Put 3 of you on the stage, and you put out your plans. You speak about the issues that are impacting the community. Yeah. Let the community come out and listen. You understand? Let them come out and listen, and let them feel you. I think it's time for us to move into that modern process instead of sometimes more behind the scenes stuff. Yes, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that must be done, but I also believe that we need to go into the whole debate type thing, and sometimes have I would push and say, look, let's have what you call those things. Oh, I think in the United States it's called primaries.
Oh, the primaries, yes.
Let's go through that process. So the community now will be involved in a process of selecting their person that they love. So you now have to go out and earn that from the people, not from the
just
party.
by a selected few.
No.
Not just by a selected
Maybe
few. I'm in agreement with that.
So you don't have to go out. You have like a year to walk the field, get to know the people, win their confidence, find out their problems, know them individually. There's some people, there's a man down the road, he needs a roof, he needs a proper place,
Yeah. So you asked me earlier, a few minutes ago, of some of my interventions in the constituency and things that I'd want to do. So
I want you to use this opportunity as your
absolutely. The elderly of Constituency and by extension St. Lucia, but we focusing on Constituency, have been neglected. The amount of elderly folk that we have that are suffering with high blood pressure, they have bad knees, bad waist, and you see these people, they're struggling, their kids cannot help them because their kids don't own a vehicle, and I see these people by the roadside, and I have to give most of them a ride to take them to the various health centers when I'm on the road. One of my plans in that regard is to bring about a bus service for the elderly, so they could go to the various health centers and have their high blood pressure.
It's like an accessory type.
Yes.
But for the elderly.
Yes.
Wow.
And you bring about a driver, and you start the process maybe about 7 o'clock. So you those that have their appointments for 8 o'clock, you could meet them by the roadside. The kids would take them to meet that bus, and then when they're through with the process, seeing the doctors, you take them back home. And this is one of the
that community can serve as a pilot program for the rest of the country. Just like with me, what I want to do in St. Lucia, whether the United Workers' Party win or not, is to have a national soup kitchen that will take care of the poor.
Yes, sir.
So nobody's going to go to bed hungry.
I do have a soup kitchen every other Sunday.
You do?
You know what I call it? Bring your bowl soup kitchen.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I do. So there's a gentleman that is, he has a restaurant right there along the Marshall Road, and we go out and get sponsors. And what happens, the residents, they bring in their bowl. It's called Bring Your Bowl Soup Kitchen. So they bring their bowl, and then we make local juice, non-sugar, or very low sugar.
Wow,
for the kids.
Wow, I love this.
Very low sugar, and the kids come in there and on that particular Sunday, and they're fed, and they get their local juice. Some of them there, but it's not sweet. I say this is what we promote, and we're trying for you not to stay the most away from sugar. The other thing, security. Constituency has always been labeled as a place of where you have a little bit of violence. I know we have not.
Behind courts is in whose community?
No, behind courts is Constituency Central. That's Richard Frederick. That's Richard Frederick. Well, not Richard Frederick. It's anyway. This. Yeah. So security. So you bring a level of security. You have your own security team. I don't know if the laws of the land would permit you to have a Constituency security or a Constituency is police. I don't know.
I think you're talking about an auxiliary, something like
something
like
outside
the city council.
Right. Well, first of all, you must establish a council.
Right.
You must establish your village council or your constituency council. But you introduce a security among young men and women from the constituency. You train them and you let them know what their jobs, what the job description is, to monitor the constituency. Could you imagine, Brother Garfield, that you have young ladies getting out of work at 11 o'clock, the bus drop them off at a particular area, and they're left on their own. There's no surveillance, there's no police protection, there's no one out there. They're left on their own, unsafe. If you bring about a level of security, and not just constituencies, every single constituency should have that, where you have your own security, going through the constituencies, making sure that everyone is all right in the constituency. Sign them up a vehicle.
Yep.
So you want to say, Champion, where you going to get the money for that? The business people.
Of course.
So when your constituency is safe, here's the thing with constituencies and Marshall. When I grew up, we had all kinds of businesses on Brother Garfield. We had restaurants, we had guest houses, everything. So the members of the constituency, some of them worked in their own constituency. That is no more. So when you get a level of security in your constituency, then you bring the business people in. You bring commerce, because at that time KFC would say, well, wait a minute, Marsha is now safe, so let me put in a KFC in there.
Yeah.
But KFC could not put them.
You can't go there right
KFC
now.
at this moment will not
No,
put an establishment in Cashews.
Yeah, because of security risks.
For security risks.
Yeah.
But if you take control of your security, the business people will say, hey, wait a minute, let me put in some commerce there.
Yeah.
And then at that time, you know.
But thank you. We're gonna go for a break. Then when we come back, we'll take calls, because I don't want to keep you all night.
Yes, and you have Mr. Jordan here as
and
well.
I have Dr. Jordan in the house with us.
Some work to be done.
He got to address the people too.
Yes.
He's not going to come here, looking all nicey. And by the way, somebody said that he looks like my brother. Somebody saying, Champagne, you're giving away all your secret. No.
Yeah, I always do that, right?
Listen to me.
Yeah.
This is for the development of the country.
People. Yeah, that's
this
what
is not
I'm
about the party. This is about the development of the people. If Philip Japek can say, okay, let me put 2 buses over there for the elderlies, the elderlies would benefit. It's time for us to really not look at it as somebody putting out all secrets.
Before you go to the break, I don't know, can you permit me?
Of course.
And Mr. Jordan would know that, because he knows the area very well. There's this huge drain in the Barkadell area. It's like, in certain areas, maybe 2 or 3 feet wide, certain areas 4 feet wide, and it's at about 4 feet deep. And that causes a problem for traffic every single day, especially like yesterday and today, school has now reopened. What it does, there's a shortcut, as we speak in our local parlance, from the Barkadell area that leads you straight into town. So folks coming out of the south, the southern area, Denry, VA4, Miku, that have their kids in that area, because we do have the convent school, we have the Leon Hess school, we have some schools in that, the Antribo school. Yeah. So they use that back road down into Castries. Brother Garfield, you have no idea what that causes every single day. So for 20 years, I've written to the Ministry of Infrastructure, both parties, both governments, stating to slap this drain, widen it a little, put a sidewalk so the school kids and the pedestrians could utilize it. Up until this day, I'm hearing Philippe Pierre made an announcement that they're going to be doing this. Now, I'm welcoming this, because it affects me. My car is always parked by the road. I don't have a garage the way I live. I live on the hillside. And I have gotten scratches so often with my vehicles throughout the years. So I'm hearing that Philippe Pierre is now going to bring about this project, and I am welcoming this project. If he does that, this is going to be his best project throughout his entire political life. If he does it.
Wow. Thank you so much. Yes, wow.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to take a break now. When we come back, we're going to be taking your calls. I have a message here from Wales, United Kingdom. Somebody saying greetings to you, Champagne.
Yeah, thank you.
From the area there. And they're saying, and there is a homicide victim. The relative says killers claim to be police. So people are disguising themselves now as police.
Oh, yes, we heard that there.
And I remember somebody said that, I think it was his name, who lost his wife. He said that he former police. He said that the possibility is that people can disguise as police, and they laughed at him and said he was stupid. And here we're seeing that.
Oh yeah, it has gone to another level, Brother Garfield. It has gone to another level where the criminals are letting you know for sure that they are not afraid of the law. They are not afraid of the police, they could do as they please. Okay,
so we're going to take a break now. When we get back, my guest is FELIX Deterville, Champagne from Sky FM. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
At Palette Pleasure, located Ogier Vieux Fort, we take pride in our ability to cater to a wide range of events and occasions, whether it's a joyous celebration like a birthday, anniversary, wedding, or graduation, or a more somber gathering such as a funeral or first communion. We are dedicated to providing exquisite culinary offerings to suit each unique event. Our diverse menu includes offerings such as funeral treat boxes and treat boxes for all other occasions, ensuring that we can provide comfort and support during difficult times, as well as enhance the festivities during happier moments. In addition, we offer prepackaged meals designed for all occasions, ensuring that the food at your event is not only delicious but also convenient. Call us today at 75873333365 for your finger-licking and palatable foods.
All right, folks, we are back. You're on to Caribbean American News Media Platform and GVD TV channel 115. We also on Facebook and on YouTube. Now, Bernard Haynes made a very good point there. Bernard Haynes, one of my favorite hacks. He said, SLP hacks, by the way, he said Republicans voting for Harris, Republicans voting for Harris, UWP voting for Labour. Well, Bernard, that's a funny one.
He's speaking about the last election because I'm certainly. I
think he's speaking about the American
it would
experience.
be, I understand, but it would be mind-boggling for me to think that a United Workers Party supporter in the next elections will vote for the Labour Party.
Not this time.
It's unthinkable.
No, not this time. You know,
It's unthinkable.
those who left and decided not going to be a UWP, they're no longer UWP. They're with the Labour Party. They're Labour Party people.
Right.
So we can't say UWP voting for Labour.
Right.
The last time a lot of our people stayed home,
That's what happened.
they drank the Kool-Aid
They did.
and all the propaganda, and they stayed home. Some
did.
were afraid of COVID-19.
Yeah, they
and
did.
we understand that. Callie on the air, Caribbean American News Media Platform. My guest, FELIX Deterville. Go ahead. Callie on the air.
Good night, Champion. Good night, Garfield.
Hello, good evening,
evening.
good night.
Yes, I want to say tell you something that your plan, it is very good. That's a very good plan for the party. It should be included in the manifesto of the next election. But here, Champion, I have a problem in this election. There is a particular constituency which I am concerned about, and we would like the leader of the party, which is Mr. Shaftney, and the rest of the board to come down and have a meeting with us, because there are certain things that is happening in that constituency, especially the choosing of a candidate. We don't like what is going on, and especially the branch is pushing one individual where there is no selection, and the people of this constituency don't know the guy. So we are asking you to pass this message for us before something dreadful happens, because if you want to win back this seat, we want somebody who can stand and face. We don't want somebody who just come and just go. Thank you so much, Champion.
And that's why, Carlo, we want you to trust the process, all right?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much,
We
Carlo.
seem to have been having that problem, Brother Garfield, all throughout the life of the United Workers Party. And we have seen it time and time again. Where this continues to happen. And we spoke about that just a few minutes ago in people having their side. Now, how do you break that silence? Because, I mean, if one individual is liked by a certain set of people in the constituency, when that individual is not chosen, you know it's going to be chaotic, it's going to cause a problem. So this is one of the areas where the United Workers Party, in my mind, my personal opinion, has not been able to deal with in a
and
proper
they have
way.
done their best to try to
fix
fix the process, yes. Caribbean American News Media Platform, my guest, FELIX Deterville. You're on the air.
Good evening, Brother Garfield, and good evening to my brother Champagne. How you guys doing?
Good evening to my second brother.
Good night to you, sir.
Yeah, this is the public relations officer of the New York Global Caucus.
Our brother Ian.
I don't want to shift the focus a bit with regards to your program. Very good program. But if you permit me, Brother Garfield, just to make an announcement that the New York
By the way,
Global
your
Caucus
friend is here. He's going to be part of the announcement too, right?
Yes, Mr. Jordan. And I want to say special thanks to Mr. Jordan. I want to say special thanks to Brother Champagne in studio.
Yeah, thank you.
Always been accommodating with regards to our activities of the New York Global Caucus. Always giving, and you on yourself, Brother Garfield, likewise. Always giving the New York Global Caucus your platform in which we can highlight our activities and sensitize our members and supporters. And so, as you know, where we had a very successful Labor Day event Sunday past. The turnout was tremendous, and I'd like to try and take this opportunity through your medium, Brother Garfield, to thank every single person who contributed, whether donation, items, monetary, those persons who came to support by working on the day tirelessly. I want to thank the chairman of the party and his wife, Mr. Prudent, and Sharon for giving us their premises to host the event. I would like to thank everybody who was involved in this activity. A big thank you to you, and also to those persons who took the time out to support the event. There are persons who flew in from Canada, there are persons who flew in from Texas, there are persons who flew in from as far as Indiana. So all in all, it was the activity or the event was a resounding success, and we are very happy and thankful and grateful that persons did come out and give us their support. And so the New York Tribal Caucus, we're not stopping here. And this coming Friday is our domino competition. And it's on Friday, September 6th. The venue is at 154 Utica Avenue.
All right, so we just lose our brother Ian on the platform. All right, so the lines are 929-586-1821 if you'd like to get on the air. Here's Ian. Yes, sir.
Yes, sorry, I had a technical issue there, signal-wise.
I think Philip JP cut your line, man. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yes, so the event is at 154 Utica Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. It's between Prospect Place and St. Mark. And the domino competition will be a very interesting competition in that there's a domino challenge that was issued to the New York Global Caucus by a domino group called that is run by a guy called Gavin, aka Stretch. And so his domino group has challenged the New York Global Caucus in a domino match. And so the challenge was accepted by the New York Global Caucus.
Who gave the challenge?
That will be the domino crew headed by a gentleman called Gavin, aka Stretch. His domino crew issued a challenge to the New York Global Caucus. And so the New York Global Caucus accepted the challenge through the Task Force Domino crew. So all in all, it will be a battle of who can say the best domino. And there will be lots to eat and drink. On sale, there will be a top local soca artist that will be performing live at the event. So encouraging all supporters of the United Workers' Party in Brooklyn this coming Friday to give the New York Global Caucus your support. It's our domino competition, and all proceeds will go towards assisting the United Workers' Party in the quest to get rid of the Senator Labour Party. And so Brother Jordan will expand on that even further. Before I don't want to be too long. Yeah, the golden
But before
voice.
you go on, Ian, the folks are saying here that we need to shift the venue to a bigger place. I can see the comments there. And I can guarantee you that the caucus will consider your recommendations. Some people are complaining the distance and rides and everything else. So we look forward to a bigger and better program next year, Ian.
What I would say on this is, as you know, Brother Garfield, with any activity or any event, there must be a process of what I call a post-mortem. And so, as an executive, we will be meeting pretty soon to discuss the event, to see what our strengths were, what our weaknesses were, and based on that, we will venture to improve. We'll make some adjustments as we go along. So yes, we've been hearing that the location by person was a little bit too small, but like I said, as an executive, we will conduct a post-mortem and so as to improve, because it's always work in progress, and anything that you plan or anything that you have, there must be work in progress, there must be the improvement, and so we'll venture to do that next year, God willing.
All right. So we look forward to bigger and better.
Bigger and better. And lastly, I want to touch on our healthcare situation in St. Lucia. Because it's bothering me that under the Alan Chastity-led administration, during the run-up to the last general election, Alan Chastity had announced $75,000 has been encouraged for every St. Lucian.
Hold. Repeat that?
I said during the last election, one of Alan Chastain's policies was if he was re-elected, he would have instituted a medical plan, health insurance, up to $75,000 for every citizen, every St. Lucian.
Right.
And so persons St. Lucians voted against that. Now we're seeing that persons now have to go and raise funds, fundraisers for their loved ones who seeking medical attention, whereas government ministers can, once they have a headache, they can fly to Martinique at our expense. And the poor people, the persons who really need the medical attention, they cannot get it, and they're left to fend for themselves. And unfortunately, sometimes they die. Now, had Alan Chastain been in government, every St. Lucian would have had health insurance coverage up to $75,000. When you look at the state of our hospitals, Alan Chastain had injected annually $19 million to fund the hospital. This government came in and they reduced the allocation for health. And when persons now go to the hospitals, there's no medication, there's no bed space, there's no beds. People have to wait hours in an emergency room. I think Brother Champagne on one of your programs, you made mention of it. You went to visit a friend, and you saw persons there sitting there for hours at the emergency department.
Wow.
And the hospital, it's a real thing. Our health situation is terrible. And the government doesn't seem to have this Labour Party government is so callous. They don't care. They just, I don't know. Our healthcare situation is terrible. And my hope is that when the United Workers' Party comes into office, we will look at our health situation holistically, and just revamp this whole healthcare situation, because it's sad to know that persons now, when they go to the hospital, they don't know if they would come out alive or if they would die. And that is the harsh reality right now.
Yeah. So
and then
sad.
they boast about universal health coverage for persons 80 years old. How many St. Lucians realistically might live to see 80 years? If you're serious about universal health insurance, make provisions in place that it will accommodate or it will cater for every St. Lucian. Now, I'm not against 80-year-olds getting health insurance coverage, but I'm saying right now, people are suffering, people are dying because they cannot afford medical care. And this government, the Labour Party government, does not care.
That's right.
And so we have to do something. And I'm happy that Champagne is on here. He's giving his ideas, he's giving his policy ideas, and he has some good ideas that will develop the constituency of Castries East, because I'm from Castries East. I was born and raised in Castries East.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, Champagne could tell you. I'm a master.
So Philip Japet is your representative?
Not my representative, sadly. Philip Pierre cannot be my representative, because under Philip Pierre's representation, Marsha has not, Castries East in particular, has not moved any further than where it is right now. Marsha is the same place that I've known it over 40 years. Housing is a serious problem, and Brother Champagne made mention of it. Infrastructure is a serious problem. Basic things that the average human being would need is lacking in Castries East. Sporting facilities is lacking in Castries East. You name it. Castries East and the Philip Pierre as a representative have not gone anywhere. Constituencies like Nico South have moved way past Castries East, and that is a sad reality.
Very sad, Ian, but we look forward to a change of government.
I'm hoping that with a change of government, with a change of leadership in Castries East, we can see real representation. I'm hoping for that.
All right, thank you so much.
Appreciate
it, my brother.
Yeah,
okay. So let's listen. Right. So before we go, I mean, I know time, So and we can always do this again
at some point, absolutely.
Especially from through cyberspace. we can always do this. But folks, let's take one more break and then we'll come back. Champagne will speak to us and then.
At Great Vision Designs, we value our customers and provide cutting-edge customer service. Great Vision Designs specializes in television broadcasting and live streaming of funerals, sports events, weddings, meetings, shows, and more. Call us today at 722-6542 or 726-9914 or follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Great Vision Designs, coverage you can count on.
All right, folks, and we are back. My guest, and we are on our final lap here. Dr. Champagne, Felix Deterville, the man himself, is the champion over there at Sky FM. Yes, sir. Anything you want to?
Well, Brother Garfield, and this program we were supposed to cover every, just the issues affecting St. Lucia. And I know as a result of time, and for someone wrote on one of the chats that I'm giving out my plans. There's so many plans that I have. It's all in my phone, so I could remember them for the constituency of Constituency. So this was just two of them, but I want to use this platform at this time just to let the members, the people of Constituency East know and St. Lucia that this is not a prestige for me. I think over the years I've gathered so much experience. I have seen the way the people live in Constituency and St. Lucia by extension, and our people have not gotten the fair share of living better Garfield. The governments have not done well by the people, and I must admit that because I must admit to that because the way you see our people, the way they live, the living conditions, the heightened food prices, that people are now selective on what they purchase at the supermarkets. It's really, really something that we really need to get serious about. And when you have a government that says to you that don't blame me, do not blame me for the heightened prices, it is as a result of me importing everything from overseas, that it is called imported inflation. And some people, we don't protest on those kinds of statements that are made up. We just go ahead and just live as everything is okay. And it is not okay for our people to be struggling that manner. So I'm thinking that the United Workers' Party, and I know for sure the United Workers' Party have always done good on the side of the people of St. Lucia. So I know they will come back and to do good. But for me, as a prospective candidate, one that would love to serve the people, I am going into this thing wholeheartedly, Brother Garfield. This is not about prestige. This is not a game. Yeah. This is serious. Very, very serious. Someone sent me a clip of Frederick's show last week where the young man that has signed his name up to run the seat for Castries Central. And the individual that he was with, his co-host, was saying the young man try a thing. There's no trying a thing in this. He said the young man has tried a thing. This is no trying a thing.
They believe it's a game.
This is not a game. Thank you very much. This is not a game. This is the livelihood and the lives of citizens. This is not a game. And I don't look at it as a game. There's no trying a thing. You either coming in there to make the lives of your constituents better and by extension your country. This is nothing to do with trying a thing.
Yeah, this is not about trying a thing.
Not about, and this is why I have full confidence in Alan Chastney. Not because Alan Chastney is the political leader of the United Workers' Party. This is a man, if you really take a close look at this man's visions, what he's about, you could tell yourself, I am voting for this man. This man means well for St. Lucia. He means well for St. Lucia. At the moment, at this time, I'm not seeing and I'm not saying that to butter Alan Chastney. Alan Chastney knows where I stand in regards to the support. Yeah. Okay? I am a supporter of Alan Chastney as the leader and Prime Minister of St. Lucia. Why? Because I think he could bring prosperity on the beautiful island of St. Lucia.
And I want to add my voice to that too. I stand strong and tall with Mr. Alan Chastney. He's a man of vision.
Absolutely.
He loves his country.
And he loves his country.
And he's very respectful. He's very respectful. And I see a lot of people trying to disrespect him. I believe they're disrespecting themselves. And I want to caution brother Mr. Anson Maxwell that you got to be careful how you speak of others, especially our political leader. We will not stand for it. We will not tolerate it. So we're going to ask you, I'm going to write you a cease and desist letter tomorrow. Stop talking bad about my leader, sir. You have enough on your side to talk about. A matter of fact, your lack of leadership, that should be of great concern to you. Not our leader. We are proud of our leader. We stand with our leader. He's a visionary.
Amen.
Yes, he's visionary. All right? And he's a family man. A matter of fact, I met his wife on Sunday. Very beautiful and respectable woman. Yes, and she loves her country also. And I would just encourage all the flowers who are under this live, support your party. Support your party.
It's necessary.
The party is not perfect. But if all of us come together, we can criticize when we must. We don't have to clap every time, but we can say to the party, what you're doing here is foolishness. We want you to change course and do something else. That's a democracy. We're not in a cult. Right? So when we are uncomfortable with something, we speak out loudly about it. We don't want to hide in any bush. Unlike the Labour Party, the Prime Minister tells you, don't talk in public about the things you don't like. Don't say anything bad about us. The flubber looking for things to laugh at. We don't care what you laugh at. All I can tell you, friends, is that we know the type of leadership we have. And we know the type of leadership that we're going to bring forward in the next elections when the Prime Minister run out of talking points, which is very soon.
You know, Brother Garfield, when a Prime Minister says to a nation that put yourself first before country, you would expect that kind of a conversation to come off from an ordinary guy, you know, not from the level of a Prime Minister. Because you're put in there to serve the people. Make sure you take care of the country. And you're going to come out and say, don't worry when people tell you put the country first. No, we are doing this. We're putting ourselves first. I mean, come on. This is not how you run a country.
That's not how you run a country.
You don't run a country that way.
So, Shabby, let's take our final call.
Yes, we'll do one call.
I sent out a challenge to Bernard Haynes and Anson Maxwell. I put that up. Come, let's debate the issues in the country. I challenge both of you Labour hacks under the live.
Come up here.
Let's have a debate. And I don't want you online. I want you in studio with me, sitting next to me. Let's have a debate on the issues in the country. What I don't want you to tell me, Shasney white or he black or he pink. I know who he is. I know what he is. Let's take this call.
They're still using this. Huh?
Still using that outdated racist. Calling you on the air, Caribbean American News Media Platform.
Mr. Garfield.
All right, so we have the president of the Caucus of New York. I hope he's calling to give me a check.
don't worry. You will get your check in due time.
Man, I love you to death.
Yes. I'm just calling to thank everyone for attending the event in Queens on Sunday. It was very successful. With the number of people that I saw there, I think we have already won the election.
What? Don't say that, man. You have people to stay home.
That we've already won the election.
We made that mistake last time.
You heard that, right?
Brother Lincoln, with all due respect, we made that mistake last time. We spoke of those. We spoke on in those lines, and it caused a lot of people to stay home.
No, people, don't worry. Don't worry. People will show up. The people have realized that they made a terrible mistake by staying home, and they will show up.
Yeah.
Well, some chicken and rum would change that.
We need to preach that message to let them know they did make a mistake.
Yeah, but I'm calling tonight. This is an addendum to what you guys are saying. How could anyone in their right mind say that things are going okay in St. Lucia when crime is totally out of control?
Yeah.
All right. I was trying to ask Richard about the crime last night, and he was saying to me that they have given the police 28 vehicles. Apparently, their strategies have not worked Our healthcare is a disaster. Lately, I've seen an influx of St. Lucians coming to New York to healthcare. We pay, St. Lucians pay the most for gas than any other country in the OECD. This is a wicked government who has refused to bring down the price of gas. Even when a barrel of crude oil has dropped significantly on the world market. Our roads are in a deplorable condition. Friday, I drove on the Millennium Highway, and I was shocked at what I saw. That road has been under construction for so long, and it has yet to be finished. The prices of goods have skyrocketed all over the world. I must admit. And in St. Lucia, to make matters worse, this wicked government has increased taxes, making matters worse for the people. I mean, if you increase taxes, obviously life becomes harder for the average poor man that they boast that they were going to put first. Now, Pastor Garfield, quickly, if you would allow me, that the caucus is having our, like Brother Ian said, our domino competition at 154 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York, this Friday. Anyone can come and participate. Anyone, the public is invited. Anyone can come and play. The more participants we have, the bigger the prize.
Okay.
So we are encouraging everyone to come to that event.
Thank you. And Lincoln, we saw some good news. We saw you and Mr. Richard Frederick hugging and kissing and having a beautiful time. I hope he don't convert you to to Can I May Puyu on Thursday.
No, that can never happen.
Well, at least the man make peace with you. I don't know what is happening to him.
Well, Dr. Garfield, I do not believe that. I mean, if we differ, we differ politically, and we do not have to be enemies.
Well, he seems to have been making a lot of people his enemy. He even challenged me once, called me fool. I didn't do anything to him, so I hope he can come and make peace with me too. If he's serious about it, he got to make peace with me and Shasney.
I guess he needs to make peace with everyone.
But, well, Mr. Shasney made a powerful statement on Sunday. He said, I'm the one who fired him.
He even made peace with KKRI.
He did after he had this big show that KKRI touched him twice, and if he was in St. Lucia, they made peace. So you all need to stay off the parkway.
This is very prophetic, very prophetic stuff.
You all need to stay off the parkway, Lincoln. Everything happens on parkway. It's only for one day.
Yeah, the parkway.
Well, Thursday, let's see if Can I May Puyu will May Puyu anybody on our side. You should have told him to leave Shasney alone.
Don't you think I told him? I'm not saying you have to support him.
Anyway.
Pastor Garfield.
Yeah. Thank you, Lincoln.
Pastor Garfield, we need to change that trend in St. Lucia. Not because you have different political views that you have to be enemies.
Well, he needs to change it on his side too.
Okay.
We have always been waving the white flag, but he has always been raising the red one. We had war.
All right.
Anyway, this one is for him.
All right.
Mon passe après manger petit ça.
Anyway, same thing here. Anyway, brother, we gotta go. Yes.
Continue. Thank you, guys, for having me.
Thank you, Lincoln.
Okay, Lincoln.
Thank you.
Caller, you have 2 seconds. Champagne, my guest. You're on the air.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good night, Mr. Deterville and Pastor Garfield.
Good night to you, sir.
Good night, sir.
Yeah. Can't get no feedback. There is a gentleman called Bernard Haynes. I see he's commenting on the live.
Yeah.
And there's a gentleman, You talk about.
Yeah, the
from
Labour
time to
Party
time.
sent both of them to watch me.
Now, what happened? I suspect they may be a friend of yours.
I grew up in Denver with Hanson.
Yeah, but Labour Party talk shows, they do not give Flabo supporters time to interfere with their lives. So much so they did not even let Mr. Shatley come on any of the stations. That is very strategic. They did not allow the message to go through. That's what they're simply saying.
Well, listen, we're not like them, you know.
But
Remember that. We're different.
Yeah, we're different.
And I'm a Christian, and as a normal person.
Yes, but what they do is sow seeds of discord in the minds of persons who are not strong.
And the
Now,
same
you
thing
may
happened,
say,
hold
yeah,
on a
they
minute.
might-
The same thing happened in the last election. Our people's mind are so weak that they will allow Anson and Bernard to come here and malmanage SFL. Well, it means our people need to grow the hell up. Sorry to say that.
Well, no, because you allow them, then they get opportunity to prey on the weak. This was one of the weaknesses of Sky FM. Sky FM facilitated people like a friend they call Arthur to call the talk shows and bad talk Guy Joseph.
Caller, let
And
me
the
jump in.
other-
Caller, hold on. And right now, as you make mention of that, I recognize who the caller is. Alpha called one particular gentleman that was on Sky FM. Alpha did not call the programs, and when I found out that what was being said on Sky FM, that was discontinued. So if you're going to generalize all of the programs on Sky FM with Alpha, you're not accurate on that.
Okay. Okay, I'm just saying why I heard it.
Yes,
I heard him
okay.
on Sky FM.
Okay.
And I call a particular talk show and said to the person, you cannot give a person airtime, taking our airtime. One, because it does prevent another club from calling to strengthen the community. So what he does, he calls all the time to block and take up time, and it takes very, very, very long.
Got you.
And that's what he does. And he also on Sky FM facilitated him, and he came back a day afterwards and he laughed at Sky FM.
Oh, he did?
So I think the Anson you love and the Bernard Haynes you love, because you're all from. You must be able to make the difference to know politics. You do not mix it up with friendship, because those fellas come there what to take up.
And
airtime,
and brother,
and
one should not affect the other. That's our problem
Well,
in the
let me tell
country,
you,
is that we don't know how to maintain long-term friendship and separate the politics. We don't know how to allow people to make their choices, choose who they want to follow, and share their opinions, and we just maintain. There are too many haters in the country. That's the problem. We have a lack of love and tolerance in our nation, and maybe we need to fix that. We don't need to hate our brothers and our sisters because when they disrespect us, then we take action and correct it. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't want Bernard Haynes and soon to come here and disrespect my viewers. I would not encourage it. I would not tolerate it.
Well, you keep saying that, but I still think they're pushing Labour Party propaganda.
Well, that's what they do.
And I would say to them, if you cannot speak the language of Flabo, wrong show. Because
what I'm
this
saying,
is how they won the election. What they do, they actually encourage people to go on other shows and pick up airtime.
But let me engage you for a minute. How do we effectively win people when we don't want them to listen to us? Let's just try to figure that out. So you're telling me that you want me to sing to the choir who know the tune already?
Let me tell how do you win them. Let me tell you how you win them.
Block
you
them?
Want me to tell how you win them? You can have one-on-one conversation with them outside of your life.
And then come and talk to the
with
choir.
them.
So I am actually wasting my time just talking to the converts, people who already believe in Shasta, people who already understand the message. You think that's the platform that I'm having here to talk to ourselves?
Not necessarily.
So who do we talk to?
But what I'm saying, sir, I'm not necessarily saying this. What I'm saying, if you come in to make contrary view, a contrary or point on a program just to counteract or to annoy or irritate,
that's called a debate.
And we say well, that is fine.
Republicans don't debate with themselves, and Democrats don't debate with themselves. They engage the other side.
Fine also. Well, that is fine also, but one thing I don't know, Labour Party and the talk show, you can know, never get an opportunity to go on Richard Frederick show, to go on this gentleman, the Gasper, and the Yardi. You cannot go.
But this show we cannot compare this beautiful platform, this godly platform. We can never compare it with those Babylonians uncircumcised show that give you maybe tell you about your mother underwear and your mother bra and all these things. This is a different show. I want different opinions. I want people to come and tell me why you don't like the policies of the United Workers' Party. Tell me what they told you Shasna did. Explain it to me, when, where, and how, and let's have a discussion. I love this type of engagement. You understand what I'm saying?
Let me tell you,
I don't want to be talking to myself, get bored talking to all of you who believe in Shasna already. I want people who don't believe in him so that I can convert them to believe in him.
But let me say to you, Pastor Gabriel,
talk to me,
if we are creating an environment for constructive discussion on a platform, that is perfectly fine. What you think, that's perfectly fine. But it's not just throw me to you, throw me to me, and we're not back and forth. Punch you all later, and I tell you about CIP, and you tell me about Grindberg, and you tell me just like I'm
that's some. We cut up by Anson, Ek, Bernard Haynes, me, Putelma. We cut up, let me say, the Anson at lot bugla shy bagay ek dile yo ka flash yo ka kite stream la moi ko tase bagay sa ka faire moi feel alive. When I spring it to all y'all do is clap for me when I tell you Shasna is good. That's dull, man. Let's have a debate. Let's have an open debate, brother. I love you. I love all my viewers, but Reverend, I'm telling you, politics is about winning people on your side. You don't win them by running them.
Amen.
You got to bring them, and sometimes you have to bite your teeth, you have to bite your tongue, and you got to just allow us, those of us who are in the media, to engage the people. A lot of these people answer them, they can't tell you, when you challenge them on the real issue, CIP, them all they can do is suck their teeth and say, Shasni is a white man. That's what I like.
Yeah. Anyhow, thank you for engaging them.
Anyway, I love you, my brother.
I want to wish you up in the night.
Thank you so much. Thank you for calling, though.
Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you. That was a good call.
Anyway,
closing points.
One of the reasons why I have been asked several times to block individuals under my life, and I refuse to do it. What I have not done is to engage in the back and forth.
No.
Now, I understand what you're saying. When you engage some of those people, sometimes there are some people you could never win over.
No.
But I doubt very much that there is not all of the Labour Party persons you could win over, but I think you could win some over. There are Labour Party supporters right now, today, after the first year of Philip JP's government, they have given up on Philip JP. I have no doubt in my mind that there are thousands of Labour people that voted the Labour Party in the last elections that will not vote for the Labour Party in these elections. These are the people that love their country.
True.
And what has been happening with our beautiful country, it has gone into a place we have never seen it like we have never seen before. And Philip Pierre and the Labour Party cannot get us out of where we are today.
And
they cannot do it.
And I don't believe that our callers, right, our viewers, should put us in a position where
going to back and forth.
Yeah, where they say to us we should not talk to this one. They should tell us who not to talk to.
No, I don't think
that they should do us that. You put us in a very unique situation where we now got to figure out, how do we do this?
Now, I love the word you use, unique, because you would take on Maxwell. What's his name? Maxwell? Anson Maxwell. I will not do it.
You will not,
Now, I have seen the lives, I have seen the comments coming, but I refuse to engage anyone.
That's right.
And I have been asked several times by my viewers to block this one, block that one. I don't do it. And eventually what I've realized, it goes away. They go away because
they go away after a while.
The troublesome ones, if I could use that word, they love engagements. So if Brother Garfield is engaging Max, what's his name, Maxwell, all night, the focus and attention of your program, shifts.
Because you must have the discipline to...
Yes.
To just ignore, or to correct and move on.
Absolutely.
You understand?
You think these people don't know that this country is in a bad place?
And it is also a strategy too that the Labour Party is using to distract.
Yes, whatever the programs are. But I feel I have there are about 10 different people that have said to me, Champagne, can you get a buyer for my house? They are selling their homes.
Yeah.
and they're leaving this country, our country. They're going overseas. They retire people that have retired, that have built themselves their home to come back home for retirement. They are now selling. They want to sell. They put their homes up for sale, and they're not. The houses are not selling.
That's right.
People are not coming in. The Labour Party supporters that came in the last elections to vote for a Labour Party, not one of them are coming back to invest.
Right.
Have we had any investment outside of CIP? And I don't call CIP an investment.
Yeah.
What have we had for over the last 3 years? We heard Ernest Hilaire talk about Mon Pima. There's going to be a hotel that's going to be finished. It's going to be finished next year. Have we heard anything about? There's no investment.
That's right.
Everything is dead. Young people are struggling. Everybody is struggling. You hear about youth economy. There's kids have been given $5,000. You know what a lady called me once on my program and she said my niece was given the $5,000. She bought a cake mixer and a refrigerator, and it's in the corner attracting dust.
Wow.
There's nothing happening, Brother Garfield. I know you don't live on the island, but you are aware of everything that is going on. Nothing is positive in St. Lucia. Despite, don't worry about that match you saw, there's always going to be support for both political sides. No matter how good or bad the leadership is, there's always going to be support. I am saying to St. Lucia today, and the St. Lucian people would know that this country, our beautiful St. Lucia, is in a bad place. It's in a bad place with criminal activity. It is in a bad place with healthcare. It's in a bad place with inflation. It's in a bad place with road conditions. It is a mess, something that we have never seen before. Never. So we must do something about it. The United Workers' Party must bring the message out to the people and be able to convince them that our country can do better.
And we know.
And we were on a path to do much better.
And we will be back on that path once we remove this ridiculous government off the backs of the people. And to do that again, we must unite. We must come together. Flame Flabber, no, I am not saying that talking to the Flabbers are useless. That is very harsh. I would not do that. I would not say that. I've been here sacrificing for many years, sacrificing my family, my resources to be here with you so that we can continue this fight. So I don't want you to think that, and I don't want you to even write that on the platform. It makes me feel very bad at this time, okay? So, again, folks, Champagne has been my guest. It was a pleasure being here with you tonight. We look forward to other candidates on the platform. Continue to support Sky FM, friends.
And before we leave,
Go ahead,
sorry, I'd like to thank the New York Flabber Caucus for the friendship that they have shown me over the last few years. The previous executive and the present executive. I mean, the warmth that I've gotten from the members of the New York Flabber Caucus is really something that I'd never expected. I mean, we did the first Sky FM, and you were there, the Sky FM fundraiser in 2022. And this is where it got started. And last year and this year, it is growing every year. And I don't believe we could do it at the same venue next year, God willing, because it has grown.
It has grown.
It has grown. You saw the amount of people that were on the roadside.
Yeah, it's growing.
So with all due respect to Mr. Prudent, who have given up his facility,
what a sacrifice.
his home for the events over the last 3 years. But I think now it needs to be shifted to another venue, a place with more space.
And we'll continue to work together to get that done. And my Flabber people, this is Champagne.
Good night, Sky FM.
You know, I ask you to support the Sky FM program. I know folks say, listen to me, Skylar Peter has been disrespectful to a lot of people, and I think she's very cautious when she comes onto this live to disrespect anyone. But folks, let us stay focused. Let us keep the faith. Remember, we can do this together. I am not going to stay here and say that we have the elections in our pockets or in the bag. No, it takes effort. It takes togetherness. We got to put aside pettiness and, you know, some of the fights that I see that are not necessary, so that we can focus on removing this Labour Party off of the backs of the citizens of the country. and also silencing Maxwell and all those guys, having them to put their foot in their mouth because they would have lost the elections. All right, so folks,
let me ask you this, Brother Garfield, just a few seconds. How do you approach the disrespect and the coming in from certain Labour Party hacks?
What I do is I go back over the live in my free time and I remove the insults. I have blocked a number of them.
Mm-hmm.
I have blocked a number of them. The list is growing.
Yeah.
Because what I do, it take me a long time before blocking anyone on the platform. Because my idea is I want to plant the seed in their minds. And many of these folks, I study psychology in pastoral leadership and discipleship, winning souls, converting people from sometimes one religion to the other, or from no religion to the other. So in my position is very unique. And a lot of people need to understand it and bear with me. It is very unique because I'm accustomed to winning souls.
Right.
To do that, you cannot run people.
Mm-hmm.
A Catholic will say to you, I was born there, but I ain't leaving. I ain't coming, I'm this hypocrite.
And it's not easy to convert that.
I will sit there, listen to them, and shake my head and say, I understand.
Yeah.
You might be right.
Yeah.
Adventists are hypocrites. And you might be right that you were born in the Catholic Church, and I understand that. But I want to show you a different path.
Right.
Sometimes that person curses you, they tell you about all the sins of members of the church. And I've always have the ability to sit there with a smile and listen.
Mm-hmm.
I baptized almost 100 people in Nicaragua.
Wow.
Including the musician from the Catholic Church.
Okay.
In that country because of my approach.
Mm-hmm. Approach is key.
So when people say to me, block, get rid of blah, 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 I'm not accustomed to that, and people need to understand who I am. Yeah. I can take the insult, me.
Right.
And I've taken it. I can do it. It doesn't bother me. I don't take some of these people serious. I don't take them personal. Sometimes I see in them demons.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see hurt. Sometimes I see some of them as a bunch of scamps.
You see, the only reason why I ask you that because I couldn't be bothered with the insults.
No, I'm not bothered with it.
No, I'm not saying you are.
Right.
I'm saying what I do. I couldn't be bothered with the insults.
I can take it, but some of the viewers are not theirs yet, and I understand that. Yeah. And they believe their tolerance level is low, and they're like, get rid of that devil. No, I tolerate very long, and anybody who knows me will tell you, you will curse me now, and I will laugh with you tomorrow.
Yeah. Anyway, let me thank you, Brother Garfield, for inviting me to your studios. It has been a pleasure. It's an honor for me to be here. And also to my Sky FM fans that have been calling me. I'll be back next week because some people don't like to hear that. They thought I should be on the radio from yesterday. So I'll be back next week, God willing. So continue to pray for me for my traveling mercies. And you will hear this voice at some point next week. God bless all of St. Lucia. And let's just pray that we could win the next elections and put St. Lucia back on the path of prosperity.
I want to thank you, Champagne, for being here with me, and it was truly a pleasure. I enjoyed the discussion, and I'm going to go back over the tapes to document some of the things that you mentioned. I think it's very important. I'm going to document it. I always do, and I would make some statements on it. But thank you so much, and to our viewers, thank you so much for your patience and your love with me. Thank you for tolerating me, folks.
But
Without you, we could never have a platform. So we're going to, before you go, let's have this brother here, my brother
coming on
to speak to us before you go. Reverend, if you abandon me because of my position, I don't know what to say. What kind of love you all have? Uchekli, if you all love me, you love me. If you love me, you love me, all right? But here's my brother. Look at him. Don't you see me? Except the voice. Go ahead, so greet your people. Amen.
Good evening, everybody. Those in diaspora, those who are watching. Yours truly, Mr. Jordan, your chairman for Castries East, and of course, my esteemed colleague, Mr. Chambinier. Just see the same Savon.
Same Savon.
But just want to say good night to everybody. Thank you so much for having us here this evening.
No problem.
To talk about our country, which is in dire straits this time. But for me, I'm in the capacity as entertainment. and raising funds in the party this weekend. So Friday, you know about the domino competition. So we are asking persons to come out and represent, give us what I would call a show of your skill. Come represent, of course, support the party. It's a friendly event, and you know how we love our dominoes. Food and drinks available. Come out there.
Is it free food?
No, Pachaisa.
What's up?
We're raising funds.
Well, yeah. Okay, raise funds. No free food.
So big up to Mr. Ian. Mr. Ian put some pressure on me earlier on today, so I have to make sure that I mention he says in my voice.
Go ahead,
But if you knew the time I had on the parkway yesterday, when my voice is not at its best, but it's good enough. So we're linking up this coming Friday, Brooklyn, New York. They're hosting the New York Flubbo Caucus. They have the domino competition. It's happening on 154 Utica Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, between Prospect, PL, and St. Mark's. Now again, Gavin, aka Stretch, we know about you. You claim to you have skills. So I'm going to be biased from now on. I stab Scott, so you know, bring it. We're waiting for you. I mean, the game time is, I think, from 6 o'clock. We're linking up and making it happen. So guys, thank you, good night.
So you're going to be there?
Yeah, man, definitely. I'm here.
So folks, you got to go to meet Jordan. You must go. My brother now, I saw somebody say, look, he's your brother. He is. I don't know what's going on, what went on in St. Lucia. I'm going to find out. But, and he's a good man, and he's the chair of the Castries East Constituency Council. And I'm so happy to be here with these gentlemen, brethren. We have good people. And I know he came under fire for MCing the show. This is our guy. He's the right guy. Anyway, that was smoke. That wasn't fire. I know. That's how we do our things. We have fun, and you guys take everything serious. We when we having our fun, we having our fun. Zafé zosis of le toufe. Sizo pa kota kodi Jubwa tooth. All right. But we're happy. We had a beautiful time, and we look forward to seeing you as you support the domino program that was promoted there. Folks, we'll see you again. To our GVD viewers, we want to thank you for being here with us. For those of you on Facebook and those of you who are on YouTube, thank you. We have over 220. That is almost at our record breaking over there on YouTube channel. That represent about almost 1,000 viewers there on that platform. And so Champagne, you did pull a crowd, and it shows your the love the people has for you. And so let's continue working on behalf of the people. And to those, my other fans who beat me up tonight, I love you still. I'll take my blows. But we look forward to seeing you next week on Monday for another Caribbean American News Media Platform. We will pop in with news on the go. This week, we have some developments in CIP that we'll want to update you on, and some other issues. I have a problem in Babino, I believe. Is it Miss Poyet? Who did some damage to a property there, and the woman has been trying to reach out to her. She's been dodging her over a year, I believe now. We are going to follow that story here on the platform. We're doing our investigations. We have the videos and everything. But Ms. Poyet, as a government minister, you're wrong for this one, and I'll tell you that. See you, folks.
Vision Designs, we value our customers and provide cutting-edge customer service. Great Vision Designs specializes in television broadcasting and live streaming of funerals, sports events, weddings, meetings, shows, and more. Call us today at 722-6542 or 726-9